Welcome into Dallas Mavericks Today. I am your host, Harrison Graham, and man, the MFFLs are fired up because your Dallas Mavericks respond in Game 5 to beat the Los Angeles Clippers 105-100. Let's break it down on today's show. And man, things were looking a little bleak after losing 2 games in a row at home to have the Clippers retake home court advantage, but the road flurry continues for both teams as Dallas wins on the road 105-100. How about Luka Doncic? We'll talk about him in just a minute. 42 points, 14 assists, and 8 rebounds in this game. Tim Hardaway, Kristaps, Porzingis each hit a big 3 late, and the Mavs were able to hold on as the Clippers tried to rally late in the fourth quarter. Lots to digest from this game, 105-100. But first, I want you guys to do me a favor. If you think the Mavs are going to win this series, just like the video. All you got to do is hit that thumbs up icon if you think Dallas will win this series over the Clippers and advance to the second round. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. Got to win one more, but you got 2 cracks at it. Thumbs up if you believe the Mavs will win this series. Let's talk about Luka Doncic. My goodness. I mean, the guy is just unbelievable. 42 points, 14 assists, 8 rebounds. The guy was lighting them up from 3, especially in the first quarter. He hit 5 threes in the first, 6 for 12 overall. The efficiency dipped overall a little bit in the fourth quarter, but God, he played 43 minutes with a strained neck. I mean, the guy just absolutely bodied the Clippers last night. There is just no other way around it. It's so clear and amazing to me that Luka Doncic is the best player in this series, and quite frankly, I'm not sure it's that close. At least through 5 games, like I know Kawhi is a Hall of Famer and Paul George is a heck of a player, but is there really any doubt who the best player in this series has been? It's Luka Doncic, and that was on full display in Game 5 as he absolutely just muscled and willed the Mavericks to victory when he really did not get that much help from his teammates. I want to know from you guys, who's the better player right now? Type LD for Luka Doncic, type KL for Kawhi Leonard. Right now, doesn't it have to be Luka? I think it's pretty clear to me. I'm typing my LD for Luka Doncic. He's definitely been the best player in this series, and I think there's a pretty good argument he's been the best player throughout the playoffs so far here in the first round. Now let's talk about Kawhi a little bit. He shrunk in a big Game 5. 1 for 7 from 3. Did muster 20 points up, but he airballed the game-tying 3 in which he got a pretty decent look there in the fourth quarter. I thought the Mavs were going to foul up 3 with under 10 seconds to go. They didn't. Dorian Finney-Smith, who went into lockdown mode late in that game, contested it, and Kawhi airballed the free throw. He only ended up with 20 points, 1 for 7 from deep. Paul George had a pretty good game for the Clippers, but he fumbled late. He had 2 turnovers and I believe went 0 for 3 from the field in the final 5 minutes of this game. Classic Pandemic P folding under pressure with the game on the line for the LA Clippers, which you would expect Kawhi and Paul George, veterans who have been around, to come up big in these moments. No, it was the Mavericks, Luka, and a little bit of help from teammates finding ways to make big plays in this game. And I think a big part of this win for the Mavs, Rick Carlisle made adjustments. He starts Boban Marjanovic at center in this game. Talk about a ballsy play by the head coach for the Dallas Mavericks. I thought he was effective, played pretty well, contested some shots. I think it was a -9 in the box score, but it allowed Dallas to play some zone, and I think that confused Kawhi quite a bit. I thought it was a good chess piece move by Rick Carlisle. Dwight Powell played more than he had in the series. He was really effective last night. He was like a plus 15 or 16 off the bench for the Dallas Mavericks. Ty Lue adjusted in Game 3s and Game 4. Rick Carlisle punched back in Game 5 and made some key changes and key adjustments, which I thought was critical in a 105-100 win for the Dallas Mavericks over the Los Angeles Clippers in Game 5. So now the series shifts back to Dallas. You know, you thought after a 2-0 lead on the road for the Mavs, they'd have a chance to win this thing in 4 or 5. Well, they gave home court back, but they just stole it again. So they have one more chance at the American Airlines Center to close things out at home. Game 6 set for Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time, as the Mavs look to close out the Clippers in 6 games. If they don't, we'll have a Game 7 on Sunday. So what do you guys think? Will the Mavericks close this series out at home in Game 6? Don't get the Clippers another chance at their home floor at Staples Center. Type Y for yes, type N for no. If you think the Mavs will close this series out at home, go ahead and type Y. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Dallas Mavericks Today here on YouTube. We've just started cranking up our coverage again. We've had a lot going on here at Chat Sports, but with the Mavs in the playoffs and looking like they'll probably advance, or at least hopefully will advance, we're going to continue to have full playoff coverage for you guys, plus the latest news, rumors, and once the playoff run is over, we're not going anywhere. We'll have full off-season coverage as well. You see the link below. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. Hit that big red subscribe button and join us throughout the postseason. I'm Harrison Graham here on Dallas Mavericks Today. Let's preview the Mavs versus Clippers Game 6 as Dallas took a 3-2 series lead on Wednesday night by taking home court back with another road win in this series. Road teams 5-0 in this playoff series, in this best-of-7, but the Mavs look to change that in Game 6 as they are set to host the LA Clippers at home at the American Airlines Center. Dallas looking to win their first playoff series in a very, very long time over LA, who's going to be desperate in that game. Luka Doncic has been special in this series. Tim Hardaway has made some key shots. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have been pretty good in this series, but neither played particularly well in game number 5. Hopefully that continues for the Mavericks' sake in game 6 as they look to close this series out 4 games to 2. But up to this point, it's been a little shaky for both these teams at home, so we'll see if that changes. Before we break this matchup down a little bit more, who you got in game number 6? Type DAL for the Dallas Mavericks, type LAC for the Los Angeles Clippers. I'll give a prediction toward the end of the show, so stick around and don't go anywhere, but go ahead and let me know who you got in game number 6. So let's kind of recap how we've gotten to this point. And again, the theme of this series has been road warriors. The Mavericks go into LA, take game 1 to set the tone by winning that one, 113-103. Luka Doncic and Tim Hardaway were very, very good in game 1 and in game 2. The theme continued when Dallas won game 2, 127-121. Luka, 39, 7-7. Tim Hardaway, 28 points. Even Porzingis had a good game that night with 20 points. Kawhi's 41, not enough, as the Mavericks swept the opening 2 games on the road, and you figured, oh man, this could be a 4 or 5 game easy series win for the Mavs. Nope, Clippers punch back in game number 3 as they won 118-108 over the Mavericks in game 3. Kawhi Leonard, 36 points. Paul George, 26. Remember, Dallas got up big in this game but could not hold on and close that game out. And then game 4, that was early curtains. Clippers 106-81 over the Dallas Mavericks. So you're like, oh great, home court going back to LA. But then the road Warriors continued for Dallas in a 105-100 win in game number 5. So that's how we sit through 5 games of the series. The Mavericks lead this one 3-2 with game number 6 on Friday night, and Luka Doncic has been the MVP of this series. He's been the MVP of the playoffs. That needs to continue if Dallas is going to close things out on Friday. 35 points per game in this series, almost 10 assists, 8 rebounds, 43% from three-point range. The guy just delivers when the lights shine the brightest, and hopefully that continues for Dallas. What I want to know is, where in the world is Kristaps Porzingis? I know he hit a big 3 late in Game 5, and he deserves credit for that, but 8 points, 6 rebounds, he only takes 6 shots in a biggest game of the year situation in game number 5. You got to get more out of this guy. Porzingis, he's kind of becoming a problem. Like, we have to be honest with this situation. Kristaps Porzingis is a problem because if he's not contributing offensively, he's not playing at a high enough level defensively, whereas last year he actually was when he's healthy. This year he's not really doing that. What's his value? I mean, he's getting his steps in at least. You know, the cardio is getting the cardio workout in for Dallas. But if he's not scoring, if he's not shooting, why is he really out there? I'd opt to go defense if I was Dallas if KP does not step it up. So what do you think? Should Dallas bench the unicorn? Should they bench Porzingis? And I don't mean like don't play him at all. I mean, should they not start him? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Get your votes in on this one. Should the Dallas Mavericks bench Kristaps Porzingis? If you're asking me, if I'm being brutally honest, I'm very tempted to start Maxi Kleber. I think that Boban will start at center again in game number 6, and I would be tempted to go to Kleber for a couple of reasons. One, Kleber, versatile defender. He's defended Kawhi well in the past. He can switch on Paul George and hold his own. That's valuable, and pretty good catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. Also, maybe if you bring Porzingis off the bench, Maybe it helps your bench scoring. Maybe he gets more shots up when Luka is out of the game in those type of situations. Maybe it helps wake him up a little bit as well. I would be tempted to make a change there if I was Rick Carlisle. I know the Mavs won Game 5 and he pushed a lot of the right buttons, but Porzingis has had some issues in this series. We have to be honest on that fact. So Game 6, we'll see if any more lineup changes happen for Rick Carlisle. We know he's not afraid to make changes in the middle of a playoff series, a la J.J. Barea in the 2011 finals. Putting him into the starting lineup completely changed that series. Mavericks lead this one 3-2 heading into Friday night. I want you guys to predict the score for me in this key matchup. Dallas, LA, will a home team finally win a game in this series? Predict the score for me. Let me know who you guys think will win as well as we transition back to Dallas for game number 6. Before we sign off, I told you guys I would give my official prediction. I've got the Mavericks closing it out. Maybe it's wishful thinking. Maybe I've got my blinders on. I don't know, but someone's got to win at home in this series, and I hope it's the Mavs. They take this one 111-106 at the American Airlines Center and advance to the second round to play the Utah Jazz. Speak it into existence. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.